All right, what's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel. We're online at www.whatsupinthesky.com. And thank you to Carol. Well, first off, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there celebrating Mother's Day today. Today is Sunday. And thank you to Carol for sending this over, this 620 Sol. This may have been done by one of my buddies already. I'm not 100% sure, but this picture shows everything from how NASA blurs things out, the blind effects, to some pretty amazing artifacts that are up there on the surface of Mars. Not mentioning this one long thing that's just sitting up here, almost looks like a blade. This S-looking thing down here. But we're going to get a chance today to see the blurring in action. Look here, you see right here, there's something amazing going on these pictures here. See how perfect it is right here? You can see the symmetry in the blocks. I'm gonna look to seem like writing or something, but then you get the perfectly blurred boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 blurred boxes just in this area right here. Now, NASA, would you like to tell us why we have to do that? Obviously, they're hiding stuff from us. People who watch my videos know that. So there's a lot to look, and they've done an awful lot of this in this area because they have to hide what's there, because we are coming on to the mountain now. We're getting close to it where there is nothing but amazing artifacts up there from an old civilization. People think it's a new civilization that's up there still. I'm not 100% convinced, but who knows what's going on there. All I know is whatever we're getting back from these pictures are pretty amazing. Look at the look at some of these. This was circled. Carol had circled some of this. When she sends me stuff over, she sends us some really good pictures in the past. She circles a lot of things, and here are just some of the symmetry and some of the stuff, like look like animal heads. Um, this thing here alone looks like it's some sort of animal face to it or something like that. It almost looks like two big eyes, a nose, and a mouth. And it's got these vertical blinds all across it. Now, also again, what this isn't. You can go to the next picture in the thing, and you can see that this part of the camera right here, the lens, isn't blurred out. See how it's been added? It's digitally added. There's 2 blocks. If you were to cut that in half, whatever's right here, it triggered something that made it blur. I really don't think it's being done by humans. I think it's being done by computer, and I've actually talked to a couple people that have family at NASA who think the same things. I'm in contact with a lot of different people, and you know what? Some people may be full of, you know, but a lot of the people I talk to, I believe, and also I live by Wallop, so I've got some of my own friends over there that work on satellites and work on some of the things, bringing these pictures back. Very interesting stuff in this one right here. I tell you what, thank you, Carol. This is going to be an amazing look. Let me show you. See, look at this thing here too. Look at these perfect blocks, stones. They've got carvings in them, perfect carvings. Then just right next to them, things that go up to them that look like little artifacts. Um, Interesting, huh? Look at that. Isn't that pretty cool how that is? Ah, I love this. I love doing these videos. And here's a great, this is what I call the blinds effect for people who just watch my videos. This is a perfectly straight line right here, and up above it has something interesting in it. So what the computer says is, let's go ahead and let's put some color and some lines in it. So basically they're just added on top of it. So there's a mask behind it. And to say that, basically it's when you have a layer, the opacity, whatever, opaque, or however you say that word, I forget how you say it. Basically, you can make it see-through, and they put these there, and see how it chops them up into these little lines. Now, when you're just looking at the picture from the back, that really does a number on them. See the zigzag there? But they missed this over here. Look at these perfect angles. See, all this is in ruins, peril, destruction. But look at this right here. See how this is part of the construction, and it's even got, perfect square angles here. There's a perfect square right there. It comes out, it goes up a little bit, and it comes down. Here's where it's been broken right here. And you can see that this was a perfect square. And to me, that was one of very interesting blocks that it missed. And you can tell up on top there was this right here looks like it was a sphere of some sort. You can see it in there. Now let me show you guys where I got this, and then let's do a little bit of playing around with the color on this thing, and we're gonna show you some. Basically, we're going to add the gamma, so we're going to pull out a lot of the stuff that's in this picture. And if you're got the HD on, you're probably going to start seeing a lot of the blinds effects I've been talking about just in that area, because this area alone, they've been hiding an awful lot of stuff. So here's where you get it from. This is going to be in the description below, right next to the like button and all that good stuff. I didn't even hit some of these like perfectly cut artifacts over here too. I should have showed you those at first. Like this block right here seems to be cut and used to be, looked like it was used for something. Um, this one up here that's upside down, stuff up here, it looks like, goes back up there. It almost looks like a car engine along those lines. But there's one really cool one. Here it is right there. That actually, this isn't even just one of the cool ones. This had a couple of holes in it here. There's one on here that's got, it looks like a perfect sphere. It almost looks just like a circle of life. And tell me this doesn't look like my buddy Terry from up, or he's over in where are you at, Terry? My mind's going blank right now. No, Paris, France. How can I forget that? He calls it Uncle Jake's junkyard. And wait till you see this when I pull the gamma on this stuff. You're going to see Uncle Jake's junkyard. It looks just like a junkyard there. This stuff just looks strewn all over the place. And depending on who do you talk to, some of this stuff is living. Some of this stuff is just rock. To me, I'm more on the fence with the living stuff because I usually the pictures come back unless they're, well, then again, they're blurring this much stuff out. Who knows what could be running around up there? Let me stop myself for even saying that. But hopefully I'll find that one little circle when I pull that stuff out. But there's all sorts of stuff up here that was blurred out. Look at this right here. Big bright green, whatever this was right here. It had a fairly big little size to it. Let me see here. All right, so let's do it. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of adjustment. So it's been a little bit sad this weekend. I had so much stuff to get done, guys. It was one of those weekends. All right, here we go. Check this. All right, see, when I give it the gamma and then pop the exposure, I feel like what I'm doing is I always pull out the lines a little bit better. It gives me a little bit better view, I think. So let's take a look down here at this thing first off. What's sitting here, coming straight up? I mean, I don't know what do you guys think that is? It's got this little S thing next to it down here. Um, it sure does have an awful lot of symmetry, like right next to each other. Look at that. Here. All right, and if you cut it in half, and right in the middle of it, there's a blur mark. See the blur mark right here? Now, if there was nothing there, why would they need to add a little bit of a blur mark? But look at this. 1, 2, 3. And it comes down. Then you've got two of the same type of circles. It just seems like if you cut it in half, it might be mirrored. Um, Almost looks like a skull to me, but wait, just look at some of this stuff here. Look at that. It looks like pottery, stuff that's just strewn about everywhere. Let's see if we can't pull some of that other stuff out here. Okay, this was a cool one that I thought was interesting because it just kind of looked like a statue of some sort. But when you got down to it, the one right under it has, looked like symmetry to it as well, with circle in the middle of it. But here you can see the carve. It looks like it was carved. Look, I see what I see. You see what you see. You guys will see something different. That's what I love about these videos. Because I can put a comment. I can put what I see. I say what I see here, and I've got a great bunch of subscribers who aren't jerks, who don't come here and ridicule. I mean, it is what it is. We're looking at pictures on a whole nother planet. Um, Evolution up there is not what it is here, I would imagine. Look, to me, this doesn't seem natural. Here's why. Okay, you've got these curves in here, right? These natural, they're curves and they come along, but they all seem to be coming into these other circles here. See, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and as it comes over, and this piece right here is pretty, pretty round there. I mean, look at it, and it comes into something that looks like it's been worked over. This stone looks like it's been worked over. It's got marks in it. Almost looks like it's got a face in it. If you put this is an eyeball, this is an eyeball, and this right here is a mouth, and it looks like it was side by side. But as it comes along, this thing comes up here. This was one of the things that, let me make it big, that really intrigued me when I was looking at this stuff. Let me see if I can't auto color. Image, auto color. This right here, see how it kind of looks like a brace of some sort? It almost looks like there was two. And I'm thinking that whatever happened on Mars, I've been reading, if you guys haven't read the Lacerda interviews. They're pretty interesting. I Guy tipped me off on here the other day. Back to the Constitution. I really enjoy his work on here. He's heard about it a bunch of times, so I figured, let me listen to it. I listened to it here on YouTube. It was pretty interesting. But it talked about the race of beings and stuff that have been on the planet and how they think we came along. It doesn't go hand in hand with a lot that we've been taught a lot in our thing, but it's worth looking into. And a lot of these sculptures we're seeing on Mars, which could have been, well, were supposedly offshoots of this race. Uh, there's that one piece with that blur right there in the center. When you do that to it, that's pretty weird. It definitely looks like a huge skull. Uh, and that thing definitely looks just like a total machine or something here. Like I said, if I did the whole thing, you see, and why I call it junkyard, because this looks like you could take any one of these little things right here, and this is where I think that we've really gotten a lot of the blur dunks. This is where I think this was the good stuff right here. Image, auto color. I mean, look down here. This looks like three separate caricatures or something. Maybe not so much over here, but this looked like it was something. This looked like a piece of something, and so did this. And if you, like I said, if you get up on there and you look, they've added these blur marks. Why do they need to be there if there's nothing there? They're not putting it on. And I've looked. Like I said, I always say go to the next saw or go to the exact next picture, and the blur is somewhere different. It's wherever it needs to be. It's like wherever the computer program says, okay, look, here's some straight lines. Let's blur that out. But for what it's worth, that's my theory on it. And like I said, I've just found some like-minded people recently who say they have some family that work at NASA, and that's what they think as well. So I thought that was interesting. Like I said, that's all hearsay. Who knows? People can talk a good storm on here, but you never know who you're going to meet. Here's another what I call my blind effect. See, I'm not sure if this is actually in this or this was added after, but it sure does when they add these what I call blinds and the coloring that they add. Um, it sure does chop up and blend in everything because people say, "Oh, that's just dirt." You could go out and take a picture of any rock somewhere, or go take a picture here or there, and you'll see this. And you don't. I've tried it, believe me, plenty times. Many mountains here. Like I said, I live on the eastern shore of Maryland. I'd love to go out all the time to Skyline Drive in Virginia, try to take pictures out there to look like it. Been everywhere. Like I said, I've taken pictures in Sedona. Um, we've been all over, and look, like I said, this is very ornate. Whatever's going on this hill right here, it wasn't just. It looks like a pile of stuff. This wasn't just a pile of dirt. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the auto color right here, and it's probably going to help you see some of it, hopefully. Um, Stuff like here, where you got this piece coming up, but more so, does this look like rocks and dirt to you? Or does it look more like broken up machinery parts that are just dilapidated, been rusting out, have been put through the weather, put through the ringer? It looks like somewhere you'd actually find, it looks methyllithic. It looks methylicus. Looks megalithic, kind of just the look to it, but it doesn't have to be. This stuff is probably pretty small in the scheme of things, which doesn't change my mind on anything. I don't, evolution can raise them big, they can raise them small. And then another thing I haven't mentioned is this straight line through here, which seems to go. It's kind of unnatural if you were to say, oh, that's just shale rolling with everything else. It just kind of looks different than everything. And along it, you've got a lot of interesting things as well. So let's see if we can't. I'm wondering. I still haven't found that the flower of life. And if you know what I'm talking about, it's one circle in the center, and you got the ones all around it. See the other color there. And it's amazing the colors that are put in. See how they're done by blocks. The colors are, and it just a little bit of color it adds with the lines, and you can see them. There's some lines there. There's some lines there. It cover stuff up. I mean, if you were just a normal person, you weren't watching my video, looking through, say, hey, look, some Mars pictures came down, you would not think a thing if you saw these pictures. Why would you? Everything just looks like a bunch of, mashed together dirt until you start putting it into these software and start playing around with it. And sometimes they miss that there's no smoking guns on this one right here. There's a lot of interesting stuff on this picture. And I beg of you, please go download these things while they're still available. Yeah, oh, this was cool here up here too. Tell me this right here. This piece and this piece look so artistic, and it's so perfectly rounded off next to it. I thought that looked like a smoking gun to me. After I just told you there were no smoking guns. Now there's a smoking gun. Let's see. All right. That kind of. I don't really like the auto color. This is what I'm looking at right here. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. But see how like perfect that sphere is, and you can see it because it just looks that shiny look to it. Like when you hold a brand new baseball up or a racquetball or something, or and you see it. And as we go through the picture, like you see more and more of these blurs that just get added in, especially when they start getting into the symmetry where you start seeing squares, long, long pieces that have the like this over here that have two, parallel. You start getting it. Look at this stuff over here. See how this is kind of long there, but then it parallels here and it's added. That's just me. That's what I think what's going on there. You said I might totally be wrong. Like I said, I'm not one to tell you that everything I say is absolutely perfect. I change my mind from video to video. The jury's still out for me, to be honest with you. I haven't been convinced either way of what, because I don't think there's so much information and so much disinformation out there. And, people call me disinfo agent. I get called a CIA agent every other day. It's really funny to me, actually. Um, this is what I was looking at up here. See these triangles and are these rectangles? Just to me, this looks so. This doesn't look like the hills. I just go out and take pictures and I don't see it. And the pictures don't end up having these little blur marks in it wherever there's straight lines and stuff like that because I'm not hiding stuff in my pictures. This one right here was one that I wanted to look at a little bit better, see if I can't pull anything out of it. Auto color, auto tone maybe. That's pretty interesting, whatever that was. I mean, it looks purple to me. It's got, it looks like a pot or something like that. See it right there? It looks like a machine. And then once again, we've got this stuff down here. And to me, this is pretty interesting, especially since they've blurred out some of it. Like up here at the top, they've blurred out some of that, and they've blurred out some of it around here. See this blur line that goes down here? That now you can't see what's going on behind that. Now I've got some friends on here, like the Olympus Sky guy, Christian. He showed me how to use the blur tool. I need to get in on that because look here, this kind of looks like a skull right there. I saw that on my small phone. Let's see if I can pull that out. See if I can pull that out a little bit. It's been a while since I did a video, guys. Like I said, sorry I've been missing in action. Like I said, the lawn's got to be mowed, the world's got to get done. You know how everything. Nothing just stops because I need to make some videos and really just been trying to get my head together. See, my father passed away. For you guys that are new subscribers, if you haven't read, gone through my old videos, my dad passed away, and we've really been, I've been helping my mother, trying to pick up the pieces. Really, um, I have a sister, but we don't get too much help there, so I do get a little bit of help, but not much. It's pretty much on me. So I'm the caregiver. I'm the everything. And Dad had a lot of stuff on his plate. He really worked hard. He was 66 years old, but you would have never known it, you know. But today's Mother's Day, so we've been having fun. Tonight, I watch cartoons. It's funny. We watch Family Guy and cartoons with my mom. I love it, and she loves this stuff too. So we're gonna watch that tonight. They're all new: American Dad, Family Guy, Simpsons, all that good stuff. Bob's Burgers, and then Cosmos. So that's interesting to me too. This thing that just comes straight up out of the ground. And it's got that S there. So I showed you that in the beginning, guys. I think I'm getting a little repetitive. I'm going over a lot of this. I really didn't go over this little piece that much too, but hopefully with what you've seen, you'll want to go download it because this definitely is an interesting one. And like I said, there's little things everywhere about everywhere about this picture strewn about. And what's cool about this is the circle on the front there. It almost looks like a piece that would have been put in somewhere. And maybe like I said, who knows how far the piece could have been put in. Like this stuff could have been the Cataclysm, the war. Like I said, if you the Serta interview said there was a war, between factions, between a lot of different things that did this. And same thing on Earth. That's why we lost a lot of our history here on Earth. So if it was war, who knows where it lies? Maybe that's why we're looking at junkyards. Maybe it was an asteroid. Who knows what it was? But something came and blasted this planet. And for some reason, NASA's trying to hide it. And we all know, I think, what the reason is, or somewhat of the reasons. So we'll go with that. I'll leave you guys. Much love to you. What's up in the sky 37? If you're watching this and you go to my channel and I haven't reached 10,000 subscribers yet, I'm giving out a Curiosity Rover. Here we go. Right here. Bam. Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, all you gotta do is go to www.whatsupinthesky.com, hit register for the website, sign up for my website. That's all you have to do. And I'm gonna basically print out the list. When I hit 10,000, I'm gonna print out the list of subscribers, pull a name, email you, and then get your address and send it on out to you. And if you don't want it, I'm going to have a couple people in the running too. I'm hoping the next one could be 15,000 and possibly maybe like telescope. You guys keep helping me out, and like I said, I do have the AdSense. You guys watch the ads. Yeah, I know you guys see them, and sometimes it's annoying, but I love you guys for it. It helps me. It helps, it helps supplement time. It makes it a lot easier to do this stuff too, because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of time. It's an effort that goes into it. I think a lot of you guys know that. And I'm not trying to sell you t-shirts. I'm not trying, they figure, hey, there's some ads here or there. You can hit skip ad. Yeah, heck, you don't even have to watch them if you get the Firefox thing. What is it? Firefox and then ad blocker. So anyways, guys, much love to you. What's up in the sky 37, www.whatsupinthesky.com. Went 22. It's been long. This has been the longest one in a while. So much love, guys. Peace.